You often hear the term cell culture and cell line used in the same topic, uh, and I kind of thought they were the same thing, but they're not. So in this episode, I just want to break down exactly what people are referring to when they talk about cell culture. Apologies for the audio and the video. I'm actually on the move with my son. It's a little bit loud, but it's going to be quick. Today, I want to talk about a definition of cell culture. You alright? How are you? Good, good. I want to talk about what was it talking about? Yeah, cell culture. It's a confusing term when I came across it because I was confusing. You often hear the term cell culture and cell line used in the same topic, and I kind of thought they were the same thing, but they're not. So in this episode, I just want to break down exactly what people are referring to when they talk about cell culture. Cell culture is basically a catch-all term for the science of taking a cell outside its natural environment and growing it outside its natural environment. So it's just a broad term, and therefore it's used a lot when you're thinking and talking and reading about cultivated meat, because that's exactly what you do in cultivated meat. Cell culture is not something exclusive to alternative proteins and cultivated meat. It's used widely in the pharmaceutical industry. As you can imagine, I think also like things like toxicology, where they're testing how certain things will react when they're exposed to pollution or something like that. And also, what else was there? There was another one that I read about. I'll put it in the notes if I can remember, or I'll say it if I can remember. But essentially, it's not exclusive to cultivated meat or its alternative proteins. So if you think about cultured meat as a catch-all term and a catch-all process, you can then break the process down a little bit more. So that's what I would say is kind of think about cell cultivation as the general outline of process of taking the cells and growing them outside, and then break that down into maybe 4 or 5 steps. So first step is always the kind of isolation or pulling the cell out of, in the context of cultivated meat anyway, out of the animal. And then the next step is putting that cell into the culture medium, but to use kind of more simpler terms like the liquid nutrient broth that the cells grow in. Then the next step after that is really for those cells to be kind of cooked in a bioreactor, so the mix of the nutrients, broth and the cells to be cooked in the bioreactor. So you've got that process, and then sorry, I got a phone call while recording that. So you've got the nurturing process of kind of refreshing the medium, keeping it all fresh, getting the cells growing, and then finally you've kind of got quality control, where you're making sure that the output that you're harvesting from the cell culture is good, is clean, is what you want it to be, and is not contaminated. So that's kind of how I would break it down. So you've got, as I said, cell culture as an overall term. Can't use my hands today because I'm holding a buggy, but it's an overall term. And then you've got lots of little steps in between. And it has just popped back into my head. The other industry where cell culture is heavily used is the kind of field of tissue engineering. So, when people are trying to regenerate parts of the body that are damaged or something like that, it's the same concept. Cool.